There's a metal cylinder hidden in the basement of almost every American home. It heats every drop of water your family uses to bathe, to cook, to clean. And inside the bottom of that cylinder sits something most homeowners have never seen. A thick layer of calcium, rust, iron sludge, and bacterial film that has been building silently since the day it was installed. 5 years of sediment, 10 years, 15 years, sitting in the dark. The water your family uses every morning passes directly over that layer of filth before it reaches the shower head. And that layer is not just disgusting. It is costing you hundreds of dollars every single year in wasted energy. The Department of Energy confirmed it, the plumbing industry knows it, and they charge $150 to $2, $150 to fix a problem you can solve in 20 minutes for zero. They did not hide this because it failed. They hid it because the fix is so simple it threatens an entire service economy. This is the story of the $1 maintenance trick that 3 separate industries pray you never learn. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to keep this knowledge alive. This is where we dig up what the industry buried. Now let me take you inside that tank. Every gallon of water that enters your home carries dissolved minerals. Calcium, magnesium, iron, and silica are suspended invisibly in every drop. The United States Geological Survey has mapped this for decades. Their data shows that 85% of American households receive what scientists classify as hard water. That is not a fringe statistic. That is the overwhelming majority of the country. 85% means your home almost certainly has this problem right now. That means nearly 9 out of 10 homes are feeding mineral, loaded water into their heater every single day. When that water is heated, chemistry takes over. The minerals separate from the liquid and precipitate into solid particles. It is the exact same process that forms white crust inside your coffee maker or kettle. Except inside your water heater, this process runs continuously 365 days a year for the entire life of the unit. Layer after layer of calcium carbonate settles on the bottom. Orange flakes of iron oxide peel from the tank walls and the pipes. Dark grains of silica and sand drift down from the municipal supply, and in that warm, stagnant sediment, bacterial colonies begin to grow. The result is a dense, concrete-like deposit that can reach 2 to 6 in thick in a tank that has never been drained. In extreme cases, the sediment occupies 10 to 15% of the total tank capacity. Your 50-gallon heater is now functioning as a 42-gallon heater. But the energy cost is where the story turns from gross to criminal. That layer of mineral sludge acts as insulation between the heating element and the water above it. The burner or electric resistance has to push heat through inches of hardite calcium rock before it even touches the water. The system works harder, cycles longer, and burns more fuel to deliver the same temperature. The Department of Energy estimates that just 1 in sediment can reduce heating efficiency by up to 25%. With 2 or more inches, the loss can reach 40%. 40% more energy wasted every single month for years without a single warning light. The Energy Star program confirmed that in severe cases, a badly scaled tank can spike operating costs by more than 20%. For the average American household spending $400 to $600 per year to run a water heater, that means $160 to $240 burned for nothing. In 5 years, without a single flush, you have thrown away $800 to $1,200 heating sludge. That is not speculation. That is arithmetic based on federal energy data. And most American families have gone far longer than 5 years without ever touching that drain valve. And that is only the energy side. Now, let me tell you what it does to the equipment itself. The sediment causes localized superheating at the bottom of the tank. The metal overheats trying to compensate for the insulating barrier. That accelerated heat warps the tank lining and speeds up internal corrosion. A properly maintained water heater lasts 12 to 15 years. Without maintenance, the average lifespan drops to 6 to 8 years. That is not a minor difference. That is cutting the life of a major appliance nearly in half. The difference is a premature replacement costing $1,600 to $5,500, including installation. Millions of American families have already paid that price without ever understanding why their tank failed so early. And here is the detail that should make your blood boil. This video is just the surface. I've collected everything the industry does not want you to know. All inside the complete Forbidden Camping Vault. The Forbidden Firecraft Manual with techniques the military classified as too effective for civilians. The Lost Rations Cookbook with preservation methods that work without refrigeration or electricity. The Complete Off-Grid Blueprint covering water, shelter, power, and communication when the grid goes dark. The 72-hour blackout checklist that federal agencies use but never publicize. And the full home maintenance dossier with procedures like this one that save thousands every year. More than 10 guides in one place, no fluff, straight to the point. The link is in the description, but stay right here. The video is just getting started. Now, back to what the industry buried. The sediment also contaminates the water itself. Researchers have identified Legionella bacteria thriving in warm sediment layers inside residential water heaters. Legionella is the pathogen responsible for Legionnaire's disease, a severe form of pneumonia. The Centers for Disease Control reports thousands of cases in the United States every year. Warm, stagnant water between 77 and 108 degrees Fahrenheit creates the perfect breeding ground. And that is exactly the temperature range inside the sediment zone of an improperly maintained tank. Metal particles, iron flakes, and dissolved minerals also leach into the hot water supply. The slightly cloudy water you sometimes notice first thing in the morning is not air bubbles. It is sediment particles making it through the pipes to your faucet. Your family is bathing in it, cooking with it, and drinking it. And nobody told you because nobody profits from you knowing. There are more than 130 million water heaters installed across the United States right now. Energy Star estimates that 8 million new units are purchased every single year. That is 8 million replacement purchases, many of which could have been avoided with 20 minutes of annual maintenance. The vast majority of those tanks have never been flushed, not once. The collective energy wasted by sediment buildup across American households is estimated in the billions of dollars annually. And 3 separate industries depend on you, who never learning what I'm about to show you. If you have made it this far, you already know more about what is happening inside your water heater than 99% of homeowners in this country. Subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear what the service industry does not want them to know. And remember, everything the industry buried is waiting for you in the complete vault. Link in the description. Now, stay with me. The next vault is the heaviest. So why does nobody teach you this? Why does every plumber in America know about sediment and almost no homeowner does? Because 3 separate industries profit directly from your ignorance. The first villain is the plumbing service industry. Companies like Roto-Rooter, ARS Rescue Rooter, and Mr. Rooter advertise water heater flush services. The average cost is $110 to $250 per visit. The national average sits right around $160 according to Home Advisor data. The procedure takes a licensed plumber roughly 1 to 2 hours, but here is what they are actually doing. Connecting a garden hose to a valve and opening it, that is the entire service. No specialized tools, no proprietary chemicals, no technical expertise required. They are charging you $160 to open a faucet. The second villain is the manufacturing industry. Rheem, A.O. Smith and Bradford White dominate the American water heater market. Together, the North American residential water heater market exceeded $3.5 billion in revenue last year. These companies know that sediment is the #1 cause of premature tank failure. They could install automatic flush systems or electronic sediment alerts for a few dollars per unit. The technology already exists. It is not expensive. It is not complicated, but they do not install it. Because when your water heater dies 7 years early from sediment damage, you buy a brand new unit. That replacement costs $1,600 to $5,500 with installation. Every premature failure is a repeat sale. Every uninformed customer is a guaranteed future purchase. The manual that came with your water heater says drain annually in the fine print. They know that 95% of consumers never read the manual. The instruction is technically there so they can deny warranty claims for lack of maintenance. If every American family flushed their tank once a year, heater lifespans would nearly double. Replacement sales would collapse by almost half. Billions of dollars in revenue would evaporate overnight. The third villain is the home warranty industry. Companies like American Home Shield, First American, and Choice Home Warranty sell protection plans for $400 to $600 per year. Those plans promise to cover water heater failures, but when the tank finally dies from sediment damage, many of those companies deny the claim. And the reason cited is always the same: failure to perform routine maintenance. The homeowner paid hundreds of dollars a year in premiums and gets nothing when it matters. The warranty company profits from selling the plan. The manufacturer profits from selling the replacement. The plumber profits from the installation. Everyone profits except you. You cannot patent a garden hose. You cannot trademark the act of opening a drain valve. You cannot create a subscription model around something that costs $0 and takes 20 minutes. And what cannot be monetized cannot be advertised, so it gets buried. Here is exactly what to do. Step 1. Go to your water heater and locate the drain valve at the very bottom of the tank. It looks like a small outdoor faucet or spigot with a threaded outlet. Step 2. Turn off the power to the unit completely. If it is electric, switch off the dedicated breaker in your electrical panel. If it is gas, turn the dial to pilot or to the off position. This step is critical. Never drain a tank with the heating element still active. Running an exposed element without water is called dry firing, and it will destroy the component instantly. Step 3. Connect a standard garden hose to the drain valve. Every American garage already has one. Total cost $0. Step 4. Run the other end of the hose outside to the driveway, the lawn, or floor drain. Step 5. Open the drain valve slowly and watch what comes out. The first several gallons will be brown, cloudy, and heavy with sediment. You will see flakes of calcium, particles of rust, and dark sandy grit pouring out of a tank you trusted with your family's water. Keep draining until the water runs completely clear. Step 6. For heavy buildup, pour 1 to 2 gallons of plain white vinegar into the tank through the opening at the top. Let it sit for 30 to 60 minutes because the acetic acid dissolves calcium carbonate deposits on contact, then drain again. Step 7. Close the valve, remove the hose, turn the power back on, and wait 45 to 60 minutes for the water to reheat. Total time 20 to 30 minutes. Total cost $0 to $2. Recommended frequency once per year. That is it. That is the entire procedure the plumbing industry charges $160 for. Now, I need to be honest with you because credibility matters more than hype. If your water heater is more than 10 years old and has never been flushed, the drain valve itself may be calcified shut. Do not force it. A cracked valve on a full tank of hot water is a flood waiting to happen. In that specific case, calling a professional the first time is the right move. On very old tanks past 15 years, the sediment may actually be sealing corroded spots in the metal. Draining suddenly could expose weak points and cause a leak. For tanks that old, do a partial drain first, just 3 to 5 gallons to test. Never touch the temperature and pressure relief valve on top of the tank. That is a safety mechanism, not a maintenance point. If the water coming out smells like rotten eggs, that indicates hydrogen sulfide from bacterial contamination. Use hydrogen peroxide instead of vinegar in that situation, or call a qualified technician. These limitations are real. Knowing them is what separates useful knowledge from reckless advice, but for the vast majority of water heaters in American homes, this 20, Minute procedure works perfectly. It restores efficiency, extends the life of the tank, and improves the quality of the water your family uses every day. The knowledge did not disappear. It was written in every owner's manual ever printed and ignored by design. It was known by every plumber who ever charged $200 to open a valve you could open yourself. It was buried under layers of service contracts, warranty fine print, and manufacturer silence. A garden hose and 20 minutes, that is all it takes to reclaim hundreds of dollars a year and add years to an appliance the industry wants you to replace. If this vault made a difference, subscribe and share it. Every share teaches someone what the plumbing industry, the manufacturers, and the warranty companies would rather they never learn. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.